Your white dead principal herald has an announcement.
Please.
Hello, everyone.
Hello!
I'm your White State Principal Herald.
Yes, sir.
I am also with the wonderful assistance of Mr. Stragosova, autocrating virtual Gnome World Heraldic and Scribal Symposium.
Yes.
Which will be hosted by the Kingdom of the Outlands in late January 23rd to 25th. We are still in the soliciting classes phase. So if you are interested in heraldry, if there is a topic you would like to see that you would like to learn about, please reach out to me. The event is free. It is hosted entirely online. All we need to do is have to have people sign up online so that we know we do not exceed our Zoom licensing. So please, if you are interested in learning anything about heraldry or about Scribal, please reach out to myself or Mr. Stragosova so that we can get what the populace of the Outlands and the people of the known world want for this event. So I encourage everyone to please attend and reach out to us if there's anything you want to know more about. Thank you.
Huzzah!
Within the fellowship of the society, 5 orders of great merit have been created to honor those who excelled in arms and chivalry, arts and sciences, in service to the realm, in rapier and courtly comportment, in ranged weapons and valor. A companion of each of these 5 orders is one whose skills are freely manifested and willingly taught, whose efforts on behalf of others are unstinting above all, who is an example of courtesy and grace. The Order of Chivalry honors martial achievements in armor. The members of the order are the swords of the king. The Order of the Pelican honors those who sustain an exemplary service to the society. The Order of Defense honors those wielding the deadly rapier with noble comportment. The Order of the Mark honors those who perform valorous deeds with ranged weapons. In the 2nd year of the society, there was called into being the 2nd Great Order of Peerage, the ancient and honorable Order of the Laurel, to recognize those artisans and craftsmen that spend untold hours creating masterworks that outlive them in beauty and service for the love of the art alone. It is the privilege of the Crown to elevate into companionship in this order such persons as it sees fit. The Crown now calls before them the companions of the ancient and honorable Order of the Laurel here present. We have a bench.
We have a bench, we have pillows.
The Crown now calls Angel Devonia to come before this court and company.
Wield a sword to be precise, a bow to be repetitious, a voice to be boisterous. But to use a brush is to express. The ability to elicit emotion with nothing but a still image is a skill few possess and fewer still can claim their master. For Baroness Angel, mastery involved the travel and visitation of several kingdoms before returning to the glorious Outlands, as well as gaining the tutoring of many well-learned individuals. Armed with this new knowledge and returned to the land she calls home, Angel continues to perfect her craft. Throughout the years, many of her work have been given out and shown to many of the populace gathered here today. This work had earned her a flower of the Outlands, but that was not enough, where she continued to hone and perfect down to the smallest details. Everyone here witness to the master's work she has done since then. Today, now, she comes to answer the call that you have given her in the offer presented.
Report. I have words from Central District. Releases are to the Royal Majesties, Highnesses, nobles, and populace of the Kingdom of the Outlands, greetings. From Mistress Bianca Rosamund de Firenze of the Barony of the Flames of the Middle Kingdom. By this letter, I hereby release my excellent apprentice, Angel de Almanier. This lady has shown great talent and skill in her art, generosity, in sharing her work with her kingdom and the society. And she is most worthy to be honored as a laurel. Done on October 18th, AS 59.
Angel, have you undertaken to accept companionship in the ancient and honorable order of the world that was offered to you at our coronation? It is greatly pleasing.
Bring forth the medallion. Let this medallion pass from hand to hand amongst the members of the order gathered here, to symbolize the bond you shall have with each of them. Sir Lothan von Bergenwald, Madam Adelicia Fairnoir, Mistress Mary of Lions Hall, Master Duncan Alistair McCrae, Master Antoine Duvalier, Master Rand the Tracker. Real. Count me on. The Honorable Lady Cecilia Caterina de Forenza. As members of the Puritan populace, you now affirm that Angel d'Auvergne has grown in gentle virtue and chivalrous grace, the hallmarks of a true and faithful king.
We would hear your words now.
Sir Lothan.
Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, Your Excellencies, good populace all. The Honorable Lady Angel, Baroness Angel, is a very, very dear friend of mine. As a member of the chivalry, I can wholeheartedly attest that she has supported the heavy weapons community, not only during her tenure as Baroness, but throughout the entire time I have known this woman. For all aspects of this game that we play, she is always willing to lend a hand and help us out. But more than her service is her art, which she's being recognized. she has made numerous wonderful things for fighters and for those that are not fighters. So I can wholeheartedly attest that in the baronial lineage, my great-great-granddaughter is highly worthy of this accolade you will bestow upon her this evening. Thank you, Your Majesty.
Madeline Adelaide.
Your Majesties, honored peers, and good gentles all. Today I rise to speak for my friend, Baroness Angel d'Aubigné, whose artistry and generosity has long enriched our kingdom. She is the kind of artisan whose work speaks loudly, yet whose heart speaks louder still. Through parchment and pigment, needle and thread, she brings history to life. In every scroll, every stitch, and every conversation, she leaves behind beauty and belonging. It would be easy to measure her worth in the sheer number of scrolls she has produced. Truly, rare is the court in this kingdom where her hand has not been present. Her work graces our halls, our homes, and our histories. But Angel's art is not her only production. It is her generosity. She opens her home and gives her time to any who wish to learn. She lifts others as she works, guiding new scribes with a steady hand and a laugh that makes even late-night deadlines joyful. Angel and I have walked this road together for some time now, gently nudging and challenging each other to grow. I've seen her push herself to new levels, refining, exploring, and sharing. If not for her time as Baroness of Arverity, I suspect that she would have attained this accolade from me. But I am honored, deeply honored, to stand here now and speak of her work and welcome her to our order. For she embodies what it means to be a laurel, not only mastery in craft, but the grace to use that mastery in service to others. She teaches with patience, creates with passion, and leads with quiet strength. Her light has illuminated so many paths, including mine. Your Majesties, I speak not only as her peer, but as her friend, and I affirm with all conviction that she is one of us. Angel is, without question, a laurel in every sense of the word, and she is most deserving of this honor that you bestow upon her today.
Huzzah!
Mistress Mary and Master.
Sadly, Duncan and Mary were not able to be here today. They asked me to carry their words. Thank you, Your Majesties. We, Duncan Alistair McRae and Mistress Mary of Lyons Hall, do come before you today to speak as members of the Order of the Pelican. It is an easy task to speak of Her Excellency Angel's service. She has served for over 4 years as Baroness of Dragonspine and during the plague years. She has been awarded Scales of Dragonspine and is a Stag of the Outlands. Even her art, often done in service to others, her remarkable skills with quill has created many works of art that has given out both baronial and kingdom recipients. They are prized for their beauty and their personal touches. Her skill with needle and thread has adorned many. She has used every opportunity to provide space and taught others so that they can learn the arts of sewing and the quill. Her home has been open to weary travelers and hosted vigils for those who have sought guidance prior to their own elevations. Your Majesties, as members of the ancient and noble Order of the Pelican, we do hereby affirm that Angel d'Aubigné knows and is active in service. We do fully support her elevation to the Order of the Laurel.
Master.
Your Majesties, noble peers, and all gentles gathered in this noble company. It is my profound honor to speak for my dear and steadfast friend, Her Excellency, the Honorable Lady Angel d'Aubigné. Many amongst you know through her splendor of her art, the brightness of her laughter, and her ever-constant willingness to serve. She possesses that rare grace which makes great labor appear as ease, though
we know full well it is born of long years of study, of patient practice, and of a spirit ever striving towards mastery. Lady Angèle does not merely practice her art, she lives it, breathes it, and she imparts it to all who seek to learn. If you have been so fortunate as to receive one of her illuminations, you know her hand by the harmony of color and line, by the balance of beauty and devotion. Each scroll is no common token, but a work of love written in golden ink, a testament to the worth of those it names, and a jewel in the crown of society which we cherish. Yet her talents do not end at a painter's board. She has long given her heart and her time to the rapier community, attending to the needs of our fencers, supporting their endeavors, and ensuring that the spirit of chivalry remains ever bright. She knows, as do we, the arts of peace and war are bound by the same virtues: discipline, courage, and the joy of the company of friends. But beyond her art and service is her bearing that marks her as a peer among us. She is gentle in word, generous in counsel, patient in teaching, and steadfast in friendship. She raises all around her by her example and moves through our kingdom with quiet grace that brings honor to her name and joy to our fellowship. This, I say, is the true measure of peerage, not the tokens of rank, but the constancy of virtue and the strength of a noble heart. Thus, it is most fitting that this day we bear witness as Her Excellency, Lady Angèle d'Aubignel, is received with the Order of Laurel, for in truth she has long been such in spirit and in deed. It is but meet that her crown and her peers now confirm what we have all known all along. Your Majesties, I humbly thank you for granting me voice in this manner to speak for one who has bestowed upon us so much beauty and delight. It is my honor to stand beside her this day, as her companion in arms, her steadfast friend, and one who counts themselves most fortunate in the school elevation was lined by her gracious.
Master Brand the Trap.
Your Majesty, with your permission, I would give voice to my Lord's words today. For the breach. I am honored to stand here and speak of Angel's valor. We've known each other for a very long time. On many occasions, I have enjoyed shooting archery with her and watching her service to that community. Facing adversity with courage, overcoming the challenges on the archery range is also valor. It shows qualities like strength, the ability to inspire others, and show dedication to the community. As Baroness of Dragonspine, she demonstrated leadership, service, and guidance to all members of the populace, inspiring those around her just by the courage and conviction in her actions. The populace became her family, and she taught, protected, and defended them all with the love and dedication of a caregiver. She inspired people outside the barony with her grace, her compassion, and her artistic abilities. This is a strong example of constancy and effectiveness. Valor also comes from moral trustworthiness. Angel has dedicated herself to the well-being of others, completing whatever is asked of her, while continuing to pursue her love of the arts and sharing that passion freely and with others. Dedication, service, and leadership. What a great example you have set, Angel. These are necessary qualities for any position. Your elevation today is a recognition of that dedication and passion for the arts and sciences, and the personal growth you have achieved over these many years. Your Majesties, on behalf of the Order of the Mark, we feel that Baroness Angel is a shining example of valor and due support for elevation to the Order of Laurel.
Drop you.
Your Majesties, Your Royal Highnesses, as I can imagine that you well know, to speak as a royal peer on someone who is being elevated as a laurel, who does scribal work so skillfully, so beautifully, is speaking absolutely in cheat mode. Because what image do you think of when you stand in court but the royal majesties handing out a scroll to a newcomer. So that that piece of art has touched not just your experience, but will always live on with that person who has this piece of that artist's soul on their wall forever. How many lives has this person touched in that way? How many times has this person given a crown the opportunity to share that moment with someone who's been playing for 30 years or 2 months and is so deserving of something so beautiful and so precious? That doesn't happen without this person's work. But she doesn't stand in that limelight the same way that sometimes we as royal peers do. Instead, she just knows the love and pours it into all of those things that she does so that we can stand forward and we can be that shining exemplar of virtue that we hope that everyone shares in this journey. There is no finer thing than the beautiful hand of a wonderful scribe and the look on someone's face when they see that elegant. It is so deeply and absolutely meaningful. And to share one small anecdote of my own experience is this. To be able to be a part of something where we were able to sign as a kingdom a treaty with other kingdoms. And Angel was the one who produced this piece of not just art, but outlets and SCA history to connect us across the known world. And to say that someone who does that as any other place within the world is a travesty. And I thank you both for permission to speak on this and for doing this wonderful work.
Honorable Lady Cecilia.
Your Majesties, Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, peers of the world, homeowners gathered here today. It is an honor and a privilege to speak on behalf of my friend and sister, Angel. For those of you who do not know me, I'm Cecilia, and it is with great pride that I speak on behalf of the populace. Courage, as a member of the populace, is more than a person's skills or knowledge in the arts and sciences, or the prowess in martial activities, or their service to the kingdom and the society as a whole. When I think about what makes a good peer, there are two qualities that stand out in my mind. The first quality is hospitality. For many, Angel's home has become a second home, where they travel to the middle of the kingdom. She has been known to open her home to wayward travelers, even as recently as the past escape from the Great Barrymore. But this hospitality goes back years, to the times before the Great Plague, where she would open her home for scribal nights, ANS nights, and classes. Her home has hosted several vigils for others, and not just her family. Her home is a safe place for members of the populace to gather, to learn, to socialize. Angel has hospitality in her house. The second quality is courtesy. I asked myself when I thought about courtesy, what is courtesy truly? And it's kindness and it's politeness. And Angel is probably the most polite person to anyone and everyone. There is not a person that she is not polite to. But kindness extends further. There once was a little girl who she thought hated her. And she made her her best friend. And if it wasn't for her kindness, I wouldn't be standing here in this group today at all. I have watched Angel's journey, and I've watched her learning expand for more than 20 years. We worked on our first cheer gown together. I judged her first Scribal ANS entry in competition. Her art has grown. It's so amazing over the past 20 years. I've often told her that her scribal skills have outstripped mine. Yes, a long, long time ago. And she always argues back with me that no, I have not. Her art comes so effortlessly. And it's so beautiful, and it hangs on so many people's backs and walls. And she gives of herself with her kindness in her art so freely to anyone and everyone. Service is the lifeblood of the society, and Angel's service also goes back decades. She has been a seneschal, a kingdom deputy scribe, the baronial land baroness, baronial land coordinator for Battlemore. She has autocrated more events than I can possibly even remember. But it goes beyond teaching with that. Is she taught her son and her husband both how to autocrat events so that that moves forward and carries on. Her service has always been about helping to create the magic for others. So it is with joy that this recognition of Angel's talent, her dedication, and generosity is witnessed. She is a true asset to this kingdom and an inspiration to all. Angel, may your path as Laura be filled with continued creativity, teaching, and service in both life and the lives of those around you.
Gentle peers and populace, we thank you for your wise counsel. Bring forth lightning, great sword of state. Angel, you have been deemed fit for this high estate by your peers, and have indicated your willingness to accept this honor from our hands. Do you now swear by all that you hold sacred, true, and holy, that you will honor and defend the crown and kingdom of the Outlands, that you will persevere in your pursuit of excellence in the arts and sciences, thereby bringing honor to yourself, your order, and the Outlands.
I will. That you will share your skills with those who have an earnest desire to learn. I will.
That you will be courteous and honor your peers. Of the chivalry of the laurel, of the pelican, of the defense, and of the mark.
I will. That you will conduct yourself in all matters as befits continuing to practice the virtues of chivalry, nobility, and to the benefit of your own good name and the greater glory of the Outlands. I will.
Then, having sworn these solemn oaths, know now that we, Simon and Arya, by right of arms, Rob and Ren of the Outlands, do proclaim you to be a companion the ancient and honorable Order of the Laurel.
Medallion be brought forward. Take from our hands this medallion, which bears the laurel wreath, that is the symbol of your order. Wear it always with great honor, and wear it always with humility.
Bring forth the wreath. This wreath represents the noble plant from which your order takes its name. It was in ancient times the preeminent mark of excellence. Wear it then in token of the merited opinion in your companions in the ancient and honorable Order of the Lord. Bring forth the parchment.
A peer must seek excellence in endeavors, not for their own good, but for the good of others.
A peer must always seek justice, truth tempered with mercy.
A peer must remain loyal to the people and the ideas they choose to live by.
A peer must always defend their kingdom, their family, and those who depend upon them.
A peer must have the courage to sacrifice for the precepts and people they value.
A peer must have faith in their beliefs.
A peer values contributions of others and does not boast of their own accomplishments.
A peer must be generous as far as their resources allow.
A peer recognizes that true nobility arises from the journey, not the destination.
Your Majesty, at this time, I will swear fealty to the crown of the outland.
It shall please us to accept your fealty.
This day do I render homage and fealty to my sovereign lord and lady, Simon and Arya, by right of arms, Rock and Ren of the outland, who will from this day forward be my liege, lord, and lady. I will remain true in all ways, serving them faithfully. This do I swear, by my honor and the high ideals which I hold as a peer of this realm. So say I, Madame d'Aubigny.
We accept your homage and fealty, and pledge to you that from this day forth, until the end of our reign, you are our liege woman. That we will honor your order and defend your rights as a peer. And we will protect the trust that you have placed in us. mighty with justice, tempered with mercy. Arise, Mistress Angel. Let the scroll be read.
We, Simon and Arya, Ra and Ren of the Outlands, have heard and seen displayed the noble virtues, high skill, and sharing of knowledge in the areas of calligraphy and illumination, serving our kingdom through the services of the scribe. We are therefore pleased to acknowledge and elevate Baroness Angel d'Aubigné to the noble order of the Laurel. We do hereby elevate and affirm her arms previously granted by the College of Heralds by these letters patent, to which Ermine, a horse granted for her, on a chief sable 3 fleurs-de-lis argent, which Mistress Angel shall hold for her sole and unique use throughout the known world, as a sign of the esteem in which she is held. Here we set our hands this 18th day of October, Annus Societatis 60, being 2025 Gregorian. Simon, Ra, Arya, Ren. I, White Stag, Principal Herald, do attest by my signature that this scroll bears true arms. Andreas, my signature. Calligraphy and illumination by Countess Elizabeth Carian and Soul Winds.
Go now and greet your peers.